Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Proud to Be Pagan. I'm Mike, otherwise known as my craft name by Erichai, so I'll start referring to myself as that from now on. But today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the basics of what you need for your altar. Basically, I mean, you can get all this stuff I have, but this is accumulated over a few years, actually, of practice. So, what we're actually going to go over just the key items you're going to need according to a few books we have. Very good resources for you to know of. A couple choice ones we have, but you can find anything you'd like out there. Look through and thumb through books and see if they have altar items, things like that. It's just so you know and get a feel of an idea of what you need. But we're going to go over right now what most pagans suggest you should have. So sit back, relax, take a couple notes, and we will go over everything so you don't have to.
Now I have a multitude of books that choose from here, so the best thing for you to do is go through and make your own library. Alright, here are a couple books I'm going to cite throughout the season. This is Grimoire for the Green Witch by Anne Mora, and you notice the tabs here. We don't like to write in our books, so yeah, let's go over a couple more then. A Witch's Bible, and finally we'll be using Grimoire for the Apprentice Wizard by Zell Oberon. You see we use the tabs here too. We don't like to write in our books again. This is a great book. It has a lot of good information for beginners. It's great for correspondence.
Alright, so what you're going to need to have is something basic for each of the four elements. So your earth, your air, your fire, and your water. So here's what we're going to do. Let's start with earth. Alright, the best thing to have for earth is earth sometimes. You can have a bowl of earth, but you know, if you don't have that, if you don't have bowls or whatever, or if you want to go a little more traditional, the symbol for the earth, the actual tool for the earth is a pinnacle, which is what I have right here, which is a, actually I think it's a clay one, but and you'll find you can use anything with the pinnacle symbol on it. I have a bell here with a pinnacle on it. I have a few other things here, but actually having a pinnacle is good, but you know, it's okay. You can wear one too, that can be your earth symbol. This isn't a pinnacle though, but we'll get to that. Alright, so air. What you need for air is a censer, which is basically an incense burner of any kind, and that's one thing to have. Another thing is also your wand, is actually a symbol of air. Well, basically, I guess, you know, think of it like this. When you're using your wand, you're moving the air around it, so it can be used as, it's light. Okay, let's go with Harry Potter here. What do they put inside of the wands? Feathers or hair or something. Something that floats in the wind, like we described in the intro. Was it the intro? No, it was the ritual. We described in the ritual of, you know, you can use a feather or something. Okay, whatever. You use a wand. Wand is part of air element. Now, the surprising thing is, well, not too surprising, it's fire. So candles, you know, flames, something that burns. Obviously, that's going to be fire. But some people just don't know this. It's very surprising to some people, is that your athame is a symbol for fire. It belongs to the fire element. So, okay, we'll continue in just a second. Now, water. Obviously, for water, you want water. What do you hold water in? A chalice. Here I have my green chalice here. Now, the chalice represents the goddess, and the athame represents the god. Water, fire. Fire, water. Now, the mating of the god and the goddess to the happiness of the two of them actually is seen in the sign of the athame into the chalice, of all things. Come on, think about that. The fire into the water. Two opposite but need each other to survive. So just remember your athame is your fire. Now, again, I'm showing you everything I have here. You can expand on that, but those are the four things basically that you do need. So if you're going for more of a green practice, that's pretty much what you're going to need. I mean, you can do anything you need to with the green practice, meaning anything nature-based, any kind of thing. You're going to go outside and you're going to do a ritual for giving blessings to nature, which is anything within the wheel of the year, which we'll go over in another episode. Now, for me, personally, I'm a Reiki master, so I use a lot of the tenets of Reiki, which is gemstones and natural healing. So, of course, for me, my earth element is, of course, massive amount of gemstones. Each has their own meaning and their own purpose. So I keep those on hand, very much so. But I also have my candles, and every candle corresponds to a color, an event, a season, an element. Again, we're going to go over more about the elements in later episodes, and you'll get more of an understanding. Now the books I had showed you before, very good, and I will be citing them a lot in this season. And yes, we're actually going to start a season now, so I will be on air more often. But, okay, let's go back to your tools. So, we've got Earth, your pinnacle. Again, I've already gone over what kind of pinnacles you can have. One around your neck, a plate pinnacle, be a candle holder pinnacle, anything in the pinnacle shape. That's pretty simple, straightforward. Now, when we go to the air, you can have a couple things, like here. Me and my wife both use this altar. Obviously, it's a family altar, so we each have our own sensors. Now, this is mine, contributing to Mother Nature. And my wife liked more of these stand-up ones. You put a little incense in here, and it burns through the holes. It's pretty, yay. So, there's that. Again, do whatever you want. It's your altar. As long as it burns and goes into the air, it's air. Now, you can also use the little tiny pyramid-shaped ones, the incense. That's fine too. Or, what you can get, and we'll go over this in a second, as a cauldron. Cauldron be for like either burning incense, mixing herbs or whatever in it. My cauldron is actually used for incense of mixed herbs that we use for something else. So here, again, I have the pinnacle, because inside is the earth. And that's why we have our own charcoal tabs, and we burn our own herbs. That's for your incense too, for your air. Alright, so let's continue on to fire. Now, again, candles are a must. I mean, sometimes you can't really participate in without candles, so it's always good to have them around. But be careful around flames. If you're in a dorm room or something and they don't allow flames, please don't do it. Don't tell them I told you to do it. So, alright, again, with the athame, there's only two choices you really have. You know, fire or an athame. The athame is good for your more advanced rituals and, you know, stuff like that. So, alright, now, we went fire, so air, and now we're at the water. Alright, the basics of water is just, well, I showed you, anything that can hold water. A jug, anything, it can be your tool. So, I would suggest getting a chalice. Mine's pretty simple. I found it at a yard sale, so, and I just blessed it, you know, just put your intent into it, and in case you know, I've had this for about 6 years now. So, that's it for your tools. Now let's go into a little more of the advanced tools and exactly what you would need them for.
Now for some more advanced stuff, here you can see the entire altar. I'll just pan through it and show you. Here we have our oil diffuser. Basically you put the oil on the top. Some people like to mix a little bit of water in the oil just so it doesn't stain it. And you light the candle in the middle there. There's a little tea light inside behind the pinnacle. Don't know if you can see it. Alright, and then we move along here to our smudge sticks. Smudging is used for cleansing the energy around a person when they enter a circle, when they leave, right before a Reiki session, right before any kind of energy work you're going to do with the person. It's good to cleanse the air. Also, for those candles, those pesky little deep candles you might have, candle snuffer is a pretty good idea. You don't want to be burning your fingers or blowing wax everywhere. It's just one of those luxuries, I suppose. Now, also, you want to acknowledge the god and goddess. A lot of people use candles. I have the yin and yang representing the male and the female, but you can have anything, even if it's just two different candles you have appointed as the god and goddess candle, just as a representation. Also, we have a working knife, otherwise known as a bowline. It used to be said that the old witches would carry one around for protection. But of course, it looks like a regular sickle, so well, back then a lot of people were working for a living, so you know that's where that came from. Also, we have gemstones. You can see here a couple of gemstone wands, actually about 4 gemstone wands, a couple of gemstone towers, raw stuff. Here I have the chakra stones raw, which I'll go over in another episode as well, and of course our beautiful amethyst cathedral. Gemstones are a big part of what I do, so I'll probably continue that as another point.
So come back next time and we will talk about each of the elements individually, and we will continue on this journey together. So stay tuned, keep notes, subscribe, add comments, and namaste. Have a great day, everybody.